Please call me if you have any question. Very truly yours, Janice Howard, Executive Director. And Glendora, dates at White Plains, New York, September 16, 2000, Anno Domini. The service list, if James Leland, he's the one who did such a good job finding out this law. Glendora TV audience, that's you, the all-powerful. And the Center for Judicial Accountability, Incorporated, boo on you, who to sue. Glendora is informer pauperis, and all fees must be waived. What are they going to do with that one? Okay, well, here's the forms. Francis A. Nicolai. John P. de Blasi. Louis Barone. And here's a letter to Janice Howard, and it says, 1, what you are doing is unethical. And here they are, the Ethics Commission. This is not the spirit of the law. The person is a non-resident. That's a violation of Title 47 U.S. Code, Section 521 et sequitur. Congress's intent was to have the most diversified information possible to you, the public, the all-important public. And so this is a memorandum of law by the plaintiff, Glendora, defendants, Armstrong, that's the CEO of AT&T, Lillis, Media One, O'Rourke, Peabody, Media One, Portsmouth, violate another federal law. Defendants listed in the above title violate another federal law in addition to U.S. Code 47, Section 521 et sequitur. The Federal Communications Commission requires a current address. Said defendants, like a fly-by-night company, have folded their tents in the middle of the night like Arabs and stole away. Also, the Federal Communications Commission law requires the listing of the head-end address. The least these fugitives can do is send it to the head end or to the head office or to Manchester, New Hampshire nearby, or to South Yarmouth, Massachusetts. Those are Media One systems. See pages 4 and 5 of the complaint. It lists all the addresses. Demonstrating similar opacity are defendants number 36 at page 5 of the complaint, General Manager, Program Director at Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Instead of defending themselves against default judgment, they return the notice of motion and affirmation in support to the plaintiff. See Exhibit B. And they fail to defend themselves as to the complaint. Now this is double default. And this is not a tennis game. Conclusion. Glendora's Rule 55 motion for default judgment, awarding her all the relief sought in her complaint, show cause and motion for default judgment must be granted together with the costs of the memorandum, this one, and all other relief just and proper. Under penalty of perjury, Glendora declares she has served the within 8 pages upon defendants 19, 20, 23, and 36, as I say, out of 47 defendants. Service was by United States Mail on September 16, 2000. So that I had to get it into the post. I had to serve it, have it into the mailbox by midnight, September 16th. Well, I made it at 7:30 p.m. Dated White Plains, New York, September 16, 2000, Anno Domini. Yours, Glendora. Yours in truth, Glendora. A chat with Glendora. The service list of the 4 defendants groups, the clerk of the court, the Glendora TV audience, that's you, and the Center for Judicial Accountability, Incorporated. The cost was 3 hours and $4.65. The total cost on Gerald M. Levin and these punks who do not cablecast non-resident programs is 264.5 hours, $1,337.23. plus O'Hagan, plus the omnibus. Now here is the letter that came back. Now can you imagine a cable company operating this way? Address expired, not renewed. That's Exhibit A. Exhibit B. Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. How's that? I'd hate to try to do up my hair using a TV camera. You can get used to a mirror, but you can't get used to a TV camera. And here's the notice of motion and motion for default judgment, which was read to you quite a little while ago, August 31st. So that's, why did all these legal papers pile up? Well, because Wednesday I was editing all day long, or rather up until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I had to go to Cablevision and demand to see the shareholders list and have them break the law again. And then I went to Cablevision Woodbury to see the public file, and then I went to the meeting of North Hampstead, and we take credit that we did keep them from voting for Cablevision. What they will do in the future remains to be seen, but at least we stopped the vote for the time being in Cablevision's favor. And so then what happened Friday? Well, it took 8 hours to make 3 demands on Cablevision to see the shareholders list, and they're always stealing time. And Cablevision. And then all of the telephone calls, which you know about, the 50 telephone calls, no chance to do any legal papers other than the Cablevision 3 demands to see shareholders list. And then what happened on Saturday, that's what I'm telling you now. The first legal paper was North Hampstead. The second was the Ethics Commission, which I just read on the edition previous to this. The third and fourth legal papers were the 2 I just read you. About being in default in Glendora versus Levin. And then the next legal paper was the New York State Business Corporation Law. I'm going to go get that, and I'm going to read you Section 1315A so you can see right before your eyes Cablevision breaking another law. Franklin Saturday went up to Thornwood to Bob's Office of Essentials, and he put down the second copying machine, the PC, the Canon PC 320, and it operated just fine, and the copy came out just as clear as could be. And Franklin says, now put in 5. He put in 5, and it's just as clear as can be. Franklin brings it home. I set it up this morning, Sunday. Won't work at all. Paper jams every time. It's just homesick, I guess. It's a lease. We haven't decided to buy it. We rent it for $55 a month. Then the okay, let me read you the law first of all, the New York State Business Corporation Law as to Cablevision, my right, your right as a shareholder to see the books, records, and minutes. Here it is, folks, the New York State Business Corporation Law. Franklin copied it from the Consolidated Law Service at the White Plains Library, and I'm sure the Consolidated Law Service or the statutes of New York under McKinney or whatever are in your library. And also the New York Code and also the United States Code, I would think would be in your library. And now I have scrutinized this. And you know what comes to my mind? You know what electromagnetic wave is going through now? That Cablevision has a certificate of authority to operate as a foreign corporation. They're a foreign corporation because they're incorporated in Delaware, where it's soft and where they can be crooked as they want. As a foreign corporation, Cablevision has to have a certificate of authority from the Secretary of State of the State of New York, and I would like to see that certificate of authority revoked annulled on the basis that Cablevision breaks many New York state laws, but the one we're concentrating on now is the New York State Business Corporation Law. How's that? Good idea? Okay, we'll have to find out how to get to the Secretary of State. That's Section 1315, Record of Shareholders, and this is what I'm going to read you. Any resident of this state who shall have been a shareholder of record for at least 6 months immediately preceding the demand. I have been a shareholder since 1994. Of a foreign corporation, Cablevision, doing business in this state, or any resident of this state holding or thereunto authorized in writing by the holders of at least 5% of any class of the outstanding shares, upon at least 5 days written demand, may require such foreign corporation, Cablevision, to produce a record of the shareholders, setting forth the names and addresses of all shareholders. This is the law. The number and class of shares held by each, and the dates when they respectively became the owners of record thereof, and shall have the right to examine in person or by agent, Franklin F. Buell, or attorney at the office of the foreign corporation in this state, 1111 Stewart Avenue, Bethpage, New York, 11714. Or at the office of its transfer agent. And I asked them who was their transfer agent, and they wouldn't tell me. Or registrar in the state, or at such other place in the county, in this state, in which the foreign corporation, Cablevision, is doing business as may be designated by the foreign corporation, Cablevision, during the usual business hours, the record of shareholders, or an exact copy thereof certified as correct by the corporate officer or agent responsible for keeping or producing such record. I must make sure that I ask that this is certified. And to make extracts therefrom for keeping or producing such record, and to make extracts therefrom, resident holders of voting trust certificates. That's the last sentence. You don't need that. You see that? The record of shareholders, or an exact copy thereof, certified as correct by the corporate officer or agent responsible for keeping or producing such record, and to make extracts therefrom. I wonder if that guy, those two guys who sit up in the back and sit on top of the list of Class B shareholders, which is all Dolans, I wonder if they would have the records. I'll go and see them, or call them up. I have their card. They certainly had it at the annual meeting. You know, it's a right to see the list of shareholders at the annual meeting. So that's the law. So last night, as I say, Franklin brought this home, and I have scrutinized it up to this page through section 1314. So that was legal paper number 5, Saturday, all of which should be done Friday. Should have been done Friday. Then came a good night's sleep, and Sunday morning came this legal paper, and it is through being written, and the copy machine that does multiple copies is not working. So we'll go back to this old sweetheart and have him make all the copies. It's the 8 pages, 11 sets. So we start doing that, and as I do that, I'll read it to you. This is our bulletin from church. It's a hummingbird. They're an amazing bird, amazing creation of God. Just by flapping their wings, they can stand still and help this plant Grove family. Okay, here's the court. The cause of action in this court is the New York City Parking Violations Bureau, who runs a civil RICO and tows people's cars left and right. You probably had it happen to you? Okay, and this is September 17th, Anno Domini, the United States District Court, the Northern District of Alabama. The case number is 2000 AR 2381 S. And S, I think, stands for senior judge. And I am so sick of senior judges. These are judges who are over 70. They think they're appointed for life. They're only appointed for good behavior by Article 3 of the Constitution. A Glendora plaintiff versus the City of New York, its mayor, Rudolph Giuliani, its Parking Violations Bureau, its sheriff, Teresa Mason, Peter San Marco, assistant to Michael Phillips, Deputy Commissioner, Parking Violations Bureau, New York City, and Don Glow Auto Service Towing, defendants. This is a notice of motion and motion for relief from the judgment pursuant to Rule 60B, Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. This crazy order came through from William Acker, and he transferred the case. He transferred the case to the Southern District of New York. Here is the dumb order. And that's all that came. And you'll see why that in itself is a nullity, why this order is a nullity. The movement is Glendora. The return date is October 4th, 2000. The location is the courtroom of Senior Judge William M. Acker, Jr., United States District Court, 1751 Fifth Avenue North, Birmingham, Alabama. The 348 TV reports, 1,188 lies told by defendants, 6 file drawers, 22,470 pages, not including the return of service and the public access rules number 3, which are just as illegal and un-American as number 1 and number 2, 61 volumes, 557 mailings, not including these two. From November the 11th, 1993, Veterans Day, Armistice Day, to August the 27th, 2000, yesterday, is 6 years, 8 months, and 2 weeks of defendants' law-breaking. Those are the stats. Okay. Public access rules number 3, which break as many laws as public access rules by Cablevision numbers 1 and 2. We'll go down to page 22 where we left off reading. To whom does this memorandum go? Glendora opposes Cablevision public access law breaking number 3. It goes to Charles F. Dolan, James L. Dolan, United States District Court, Eastern District of Missouri, Glendora TV Ads, the Center for Judicial Accountability, Thomas J. Hillgartner, Thomas Garger, Maurice Cunningham, Diane Bennett, the Clerk of the Court, to Goldberg, Galkin, Zabi, Einhorn, and Hoskins. But you know something? It has to go to every defendant because it's going to be a notice of motion and a motion. And this will be the memorandum of law and fact in support. Now, that means there's got to be a whole lot more copies made. Well, we'll do it step by step. So those are all printed. Cross judgment of September the 11th, 2000, transfer, received September 14th, 2000. Let me go get page 2, which Franklin has finally got that copying machine working. Isn't that great? The law is Title 28. It has to be in the interest of justice. This is the controlling phrase. This is the foremost consideration. Look at the dismal traitorship to the United States of America of the Southern District of New York. As per Glendora, over 50 failures. You will see that your transfer is anything but in the interest of justice. Read Moore's Federal Procedure on Transfer by Viro. It is 150 pages showing that your transfer is illegal. Glendora wrote an erudite 150-page paper on why her cases cannot be transferred to the corrupt Southern District of New York, powerless to perform physically, morally, intellectually, and legally. Said court, have to go get another page that Franklin's copying. Just a second, folks. The legal basis is the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 60B. That's for relief of judgment. If you don't like the order of a judge, then you move for relief from that order. Grounds are Title 28 U.S. Code, Sections 1404, 1406. A transfer has to be in the interests of justice. Even the most cursory glance at Pacer tells anybody of the least acumen Glendora cannot get justice in the United States District Court, Southern District of New York. Supporting papers are the complaint, the well-pleaded complaint, and Glendora's affirmation in support affixed herein. Service of this notice of motion and affirmation in support was by U.S. mail on September 18, 2000 upon each defendant at the address listed at page 16. Dated White Plains, New York, yours in truth, etc. And this is Opus 462. Now, Franklin is doing the first page and the second page of the affirmation. So I'll have to read you the third and fourth pages. About the Southern District of New York, Glendora says, it is the court devoid of capacity, skill, completeness, sufficiency, facilities, force, caliber, strength, capability, devoid of all these things, competence, qualification, aptitude, faculty, talent, proficiency, inter alia. The Southern District of New York has been rendered valueless and taxpayer waste by its impotence, inability, and ineptitude. Glendora has personal knowledge of same. Glendora has a right to a fair forum. Congress, read Moore's federal practice, favors forum shopping. A plaintiff can look for a favorable forum, a fair forum. Now, this order is a nullity. The court has to grant plaintiff's motion for informa pauperis, that's poor person relief, to waive all the fees. The court has to grant plaintiff's motion for informa pauperis before it can order a transfer. This court has not granted the informa pauperis motion. Order, ergo, is a nullity. Rule 60B motion reopens the case. Glendora is moving for relief of judgment within 3 business days of receiving the inoperative order of transfer. Case is still open. See, that's very important. If I can keep this case open until the defendants are in default, then I can move for a default judgment, and it should be granted. There's no way they can get around that except by cheating. Ex parte. Glendora requests the court sign an affidavit. The court did or did not have contact ex parte behind Glendora's back with the other side. Was this court improperly influenced? I want an affidavit. Glendora did give Wade, New York City Corporation Counsel, Acker's name and possibly his telephone number. Rights violated. 42 U.S. Code Section 1983, violation of civil rights. 42 U.S. Code Section 1985, conspiracy. 28 U.S. Code Section 144. Acker obviously has a prejudice and should recuse. 28 U.S. Code Section 454, another recusal law. The First Amendment. I petition my government for redress of wrong. Transferring it does not give me redress of wrong. Fifth Amendment, due process. Seventh Amendment, jury trial. 14th Amendment, equal protection of the law. Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 1, just, speedy, and inexpensive. These are the violations this judge has committed. Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 26 through 37, discovery. Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 38, jury trial, inviolate. Failure to rule on the merits, obstruction of justice, not earning $130,000 a year, parasites, abuse of office, abuse of oath, apostasy, conduct prejudicial to the effective administration of the business of the courts. That's Title 28 U.S. Code Section 372C1, which business is justice? Cheating Americans, selling the public short, and right to be a pro se. Now, this is a plea by the court that I will take orders by fax. No, I will not. No to fax. Jot thoughts. 1, bad judge. 2, transfer must be in the interest of justice. 3, even a cursory glance at the record shows Glendora cannot get justice in the United States District Court, Southern District of New York. Cop-out. Acker will be sued for not protecting the Americans' rights. Pass the buck. Glendora will withdraw the case from the Southern District of New York. Lazy. Glendora will file the case in another United States District Court, enlightened, energetic, and enthusiastic. Motion for informer pauperis has not been ruled upon. Herein, sloppy, juvenile, or senile, no use at all, no good at all, useless court, traitorship to the United States of America, worse than the defendants. What do you do with judges whose parents never taught them right from wrong? Heterotaxis, guilty until proven innocent. A citizen is entitled to a fair forum. Read Moore's Federal Practice on Transfer by Varro. You violated all of it. A transfer has to be in the interest of justice. Adler does not know what justice is. He is not the first United States District Judge to flunk on justice. He could have been a hero judge like James Parker, who told the U.S. Attorney, "You don't have a case against Lee." Rule 60B motion reopens the case. Obvious prejudice. You are not a just court. You are not worth taxpayer. $130,000 a year is what you pay these United States District Judges. Unimaginative, dull, pedestrian. Order cannot be filed until motion for informer pauperis is granted. Order is a nullity. Did this judge talk to defendants ex parte? Sign an affidavit. Did this judge receive any benefits from defendants? In violation of Rule 1, Federal Rules and Civil Procedure, just, speedy, and inexpensive. That's what you're entitled to. Glendora demands Acker sign an affidavit, there was no ex parte in his court, that he was not improperly influenced by defendants talking to his office behind Glendora's back. This is a great fight for right. The court should respect it, not denigrate it. Are you pro se prejudice? Again, did you talk to the other side behind Glendora's back? Glendora is weary of senior judges who are too tired to do the job. Glendora has written several scholarly papers on transfer. Has to be in the interest of justice. These papers are in the United States District Court, District of Columbia, and the United States Court of Appeals, District of Columbia. Wherefore, plaintiff demands relief from judgment, just adjudication of her claim where it is, all of the relief stated in her complaint, together with the cost of this motion and any further relief just and proper, dated White Plains, New York, Anno Domini, service list, Acker, the judge, the Center for Judicial Accountability, Incorporated, Glendora's TV audience, you, 6 defendants, Michael Phillips and Joe Fiorella. The hours that this paper took are 5.5, and it costs $11.69, and the totals altogether on this mess of the New York City civil RICO Parking Violations Bureau is 76.5 hours and $527.54. So where do we stand, folks? We parted company on Sunday afternoon, and the Canon PC-20, the one that does the automatic, Franklin had to struggle with it. It kept jamming, and but Franklin got through it, and he got these printed. This is the Alabama paper to the Alabama court, asking for relief from judgment, transferring it to the Southern District of New York. And so this paper is ready to mail, serve, and it's 8:30 Monday morning, September 18th. So the thing to do is to stop everything and go serve it and try to get it into the 9 o'clock pickup. And the PC-20 machine kept failing and failing, and so I'm doing them one by one, feeding it one by one in the old trusty PC-310, the little $200 copying machine. And so I have about maybe 7 or 8 sheets of that done, 9 sets each, 8 sets each, one plus the original. So what I will do is report it to you. I'll come back from the post office, and then I'll read it to you page by page as we copy it. See if we can get that one out today. What didn't get done, reading the rest of the New York State Business Corporation law. What didn't get done, file paginate hours in dollars, has to be done every week for Dolan, for Bruiser Ken, for the street cleaner, the crazy street cleaner in New Rochelle, Kasari, Gulf, crazy Gulf in New Rochelle, and Levin. That's the cause of action of not cablecasting non-resident programs. So let's go and do that, and I'll be back in about a half an hour. Hi Penny, why didn't you go for a ride with me? Well, the big news is that the gasoline is down to $1.59 at the Getty in Pelham, Lincoln Avenue. Other big news is that the church clock works. Third big news is that the mail pickup is at 8:30. So next time we will have to get there. Leave at 8 instead of 8:30. All right. This paper is to Supervisor May Newberger. This is the town of North Hempstead. Denise Banks, Town Board Member Connor, Town Board Member Durso, and Town Board Member number 4, I don't have his name, at 220 Plandome Road in Manhasset. Now, this is a memorandum of law to those people. 1, it is a law that Cablevision applicant has to list its law breaking. 2, it is a law that you have to show due diligence in your investigation of Cablevision. 3, it is the law that you, the franchising authority, regulate basic service rates. Do you know that? The FCC doesn't regulate basic service rates. The state doesn't regulate basic service rates. The local franchising authority does. Questions. 4, state-of-the-art studio equipment. Does this include digital editing? When are you going to inspect Cablevision's books and records? Pursuant to Glendora's letter to Cablevision and to you today, Cablevision is not going to show you the books and records. What is the channel number for your public access? What is the channel number for your government educational access? What is the channel number for your 9-hour channel? Cablevision gave them a 9-hour channel. Okay, that's pages 1 and 2. And while we print page 8, I will read you 3 and 4. What else will be on your public access channel? Country music is on hours up until 6 p.m. Will the channel allotment to North Hempstead satisfy the supervisor's problem of school closings? Of course everybody wants to know if the schools are closed on a stormy day. Will Cablevision give the low income and elderly a discount? Recall the high income get cable TV free. James L. Dolan got in 1999 $950,000 basic salary plus $4 million bonuses plus $4 million other compensation. I want to see the books, records, and minutes for what that other compensation is. Plus he gets millions in SARs. You know, that's when they get the stock for $7 and go out and sell it for $50. And in income benefits and in the golden parachutes. What will be on the 9-hour channel the other 15 hours? That was not clear. Mr. Lavin says Cablevision is in the business of selling channels. Nay, Cablevision is in the business of collecting 440,000 checks a month from you. That's their business, taking your money. The agreement provides that Cablevision may not transfer control or ownership of the cable system to any other person or entity within the town's without the town's prior approval. Well, as I pointed out at the meeting, this is no great gift. This has been the cable law since 1984, the Cable Communications Policy Act of 1984. In fact, this is no great generosity by Cablevision. This is the law since 1984, the Cable Communications Policy Act, codified as Title 47 U.S. Code, Sections 521 et sequitur. Indeed, there is very little Cablevision can do during the franchise term without the approval of the franchisor. Did you confer with the Public Service Commission during negotiations? Steve Shea and John Figliosi jumped with alacrity to help municipalities. However, they are pro-cable. System-wide. You will never win the battle of system-wide or town-wide access with Cablevision after the franchise is signed. Your only chance is now before it is signed. Cablevision has no system-wide public access in 20 municipalities in Westchester. They are in the medieval days. These are big municipalities like White Plains, Rye, Greenburgh, Eastchester, et al. The municipalities were snickered and at renewal time in 1996 and got gypped out of system-wide public access. The munis took it for granted and were not vigilant of these cable operator crooks. You need a town-wide access channel. That's 3 and 4. Now, we just printed 7 and 8. Now we will print 9 and 10. The original goes on the top. Too bad the multi-copier machine won't work. Franklin tried it again and again. He tried cleaning it, but it won't work. This is page 5. A town-wide school channel, a town-wide government channel. This is the spirit of the law that Cablevision eschews. This is the Congress and legislature intent of PEG, Public Educational Government Access. Now is when you must declare, not later. Are any of you shareholders of Cablevision Systems Corporation? Is your counsel Tom Levin? Temporary operating authority. For how many years did Cablevision operate on an expired temporary operating authority? For how many years did they collect checks from subscribers when they had no town authorization to do so? Glendora tells viewers they do not have to pay under these expired temporary operating authority certificates because there is no authorized cable operator present. Town attorney. Why is the town attorney autistic? He did nothing all of the time that we were there. Did the town attorney fully apprise you of Title IX, New York Code, Section 594 point something, and Section 595, 5.4, and 47 U.S. Code, Section 521, at sec, or as amended in 1992 and 1996? Did he give you copies? Both the New York State and the U.S. Code should be available to you in your public library. There is also Public Service Law, Section 229. No cable operator can limit or prohibit public access, government access, or educational access. This was formerly New York Executive Law, Article 8, Section 829. Glendora will enclose copies herein of some of these cable TV laws. Deregulated. Glendora takes exception to Newberger's statement that cable TV is deregulated. It is not. It is triple regulated. Federal, state, and municipal. Monopoly. Town of North Hampstead is not, quote, on a level playing field, unquote, to use Levin's cliche. Cablevision is a monopoly. This is pages 7 and 8. I'll read you, and pages 7 and 9 and 10 just got printed. The town could have invited other providers as listed in the FCC fact sheet. It would be good to ask the FCC to send a fact sheet to each of you. Public, quote unquote, meeting. The public meeting was announced for 7 p.m. The board did not arrive until 7:30 p.m. The public was kept waiting a half an hour. A real public meeting would have had speakers stand at the side of the room so that the public could see their faces. All we ever saw were their backs. Great Neck could have set up a couple of monitors and a couple of cameras, as does the U.S. Court of Appeals Second Circuit. So here's the board that you're speaking to. Here's the person speaking to the board, and here's the public, and all you see is the back. Well, Great Neck could have put up a camera here and a monitor and a camera here and a monitor onto the face of the speaker, and then the people, the public, could have seen their faces on the monitor. Public not heard. Glendora waited 1.5 hours to be heard. Then she was interrupted 3 times and finally cut off by Bruno, Shirley Bruno. This is not the way of a public hearing. She sat through the prolix oversell of Levin, the counsel, a lawyer from a law firm, not from the town. Her reward was meager. Glendora's reward was meager after sitting through that. There were only 13 persons in the gallery. Did you follow the law scrupulously, Section 594, publicizing the meeting? Glendora would like to see proof of same, because there were so few people there. The Cablevision public file at Woodbury had a fat book from 1984 of the North Hempstead Citizens Advisory Committee. Where were all of these people at this crucial moment? Now you see, this was pretty good. See this list of people? They attended the Cable Advisory Committee meeting way back in 1984. Where were all of those people? And then these are the meetings that were scheduled for 1984. There's 3 of them. That's good stuff. Where was Robert W. Lazaro, Jr.? Okay, that was pages 9 and 10. It's out of 50 pages. Now we'll print pages 11 and 12. The multiple copier, beautiful machine that it is, it won't work. It'll work up at Office Essentials from where we rented it, and then Franklin brings it home, and it doesn't work here. So I think the machine is homesick. I have asked my friend Tom LaDuca, whom I've known for years, and I'll play you that recording, to, that's his job, fixing copying machines, his business. He has his own business. And I asked him to come for breakfast, but he's on a diet, and he's going to move his copy machines out of Mealy down on Warburton near Getty Square. And so he says he'll come at 4. Then I asked the owner of the copy machine, Bob, up at Office Essentials in Thornwood, if he had another one, and he's going to look around this morning to see if he does. It takes an hour and a half, or 2 hours to make 8 sets, 50 pages. So now, these are the things that happened at that meeting of the Cable Advisory Committee in North Hempstead. And this is page 12, 41. Glendora, wearied of Levin's misrepresentations of the law, both federal and state, this evoked her opening statement to you. You are being snickered. This is to the North Hempstead Town Board on Wednesday, September 13th. And here is the notice of the public meeting. A public hearing to consider a franchise agreement between the town of North Hempstead and Cablevision Systems Long Island Corporation. 43. How, quote, public, unquote, was this notice. Infra is a notation by Glendora. 8:30 p.m. Jeff and Tom, that's Jeff Clark from Cablevision, and Tom Lavin, the law firm that the town of North Hempstead gave this job to, are still talking. And an 11th person came into the room. That would be, there were 11 people in the gallery. And I asked what was this costing the taxpayers of the town of North Hempstead to have Levin negotiate this. And Levin said $13,000. Are you ready? Stand by. Let's start the stopwatch. And let's see how long it takes to do a sheet. 8 sets. This is not a good sheet to test on because page 14, all it has on it is the page number. And I don't want to put it through the machine 8 times just for a page number. It's faster to put it on by hand. But I can tell you how long one page took to make 8 sets. Here comes the last one. It took 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Page 13, paragraph 44. All of us were very favorably impressed by Doreen Banks' scrutiny. Infer are copies of some of the cable TV laws. Levin was looking out for Cablevision. Town attorney should have been looking out for North Hempstead. Taxpayers, have you inspected Cablevision's public file? The public file is mandated by the Federal Communications Commission. Who is Cablevision's insurance company? This is supposed to be in the clerk's office for public inspection. Now, I wanted to show you, and then page 14 is blank, reserved for anything that comes in later. Now, this is how many times Glendora has been refused my shareholders' right to see the record. These are Cablevision passes. They give you these passes and they're white. In 24 hours they turn pink. So if you're wearing a pink pass, you are ejected. Page 16 is renewal procedures. That's New York Code, Title 9, Section 591. Law is really very easy reading. You just sit down at a table, not in your lap, and in good light, and you simply read it slowly. Read it. Maybe do 5 pages a day. Pages 17 and 18 are a continuation of renewal procedures. You see, Cablevision exists by your grace. They cannot run wires from pole to pole on your town's, your municipality's right-of-ways or rights-of-way without your permission. And your town board is the one giving the permission through your franchise, through your voting them. It's your town board. They're representing you. And they're voting your wishes. So it's only by your grace that Cablevision puts $950,000 a year into the pocket of James Dolan, plus $4 million in bonuses, plus $4 million in other compensation, plus millions of dollars in Cablevision stock, and plus millions of dollars in golden parachutes, even paying James Dolan's insurance. He can't afford life insurance. He's making $10 million a year. You have to pay for his life insurance and his health insurance? Yeah. Well, you're getting snickered too. Remember, you're the all-powerful. You are the basis. You are the foundation. You can stop all this. You have the power to stop all this. Oh, of course, I'm not going to read you the law. Page 19 and 20. Pages 19 and 20. Why is that page blank? Let me figure that out. Page 19 is more law about renewal, and page 21 is franchising procedures, and that's section 594. And 22, pages 23 and 24 is franchising procedures, and that's the one where Cablevision has to reveal its law breaking, and the town has to exercise due diligence. And page 25 is the notice of hearing. And that's page 26 also, and 27 is franchise standards, section 595. That's 27, 28, and 29. And page 30 is the great minimum standards for public, educational, and government access. Minimum understandings for PEG. And those I have read to you. And that brings us up to page 30 as far as reading it to you, but not as far as copying. Where are we on the copying? Through page 18. Page 31 is more law, and page 32 is more of that law. And page 33, local programming capability. Every cable television system constructed or substantially reconstructed after April 19, 1982 shall be constructed and operated in a manner that ensures that such system is capable of permitting the dissemination of locally originated programming. Every cable television system as defined in section 596.1D of this part, which provides service to 3,500 or more subscribers, and Cablevision in Nassau alone has 450,000 or so subscribers, and in Long Island I guess they have about 800,000 altogether. Anyway, shall maintain the capability of disseminating locally originated programming to the subscribers, and shall maintain the capability to record and transmit television programming, and to edit and play back pre-recorded television programming. Local origination. Now, on page 34, folks, I start copying for them some of the pages of the fact sheet by the Federal Communications Commission, something that I have read you. Within the past month. Takes us up through the 30s, and pages 41 and 42 are more of the fact sheet by the Federal Communications Commission, and so are 43 and 44, 45 and 46, 47 and 48 ends it, and here is page 49, the conclusion. Wherefore, therefore, ergo, you are getting snickered. The law is not being honestly presented to you. Glendora and colleagues were pleased that you withheld your vote on September 13, 2000. Much more information was in need. Dated White Plains, New York, September 17, 2000, Anno Domini, yours in truth, Glendora. The service list is to May Newberger, supervisor of North Hempstead, and the town board members Banks, Denise Banks, Connor, Durso, and number 4, we don't know his name. Glendora TV audience, that's you. Goldberg, Robert M. Goldberg, the Center for Judicial Accountability and the Public Service Commission. And that ends this paper. "50 pages. This paper is to the Town Board of North Hempstead, giving them the requirements for Cablevision to have a franchise there. This is a follow-up of the public meeting that we went to on September 13th. Today is September 18th, 5 days later. And I wrote out what I thought had not been done and had not been, what public's rights were not secured. And I sent them copies of many of the state laws about franchise renewal, and many pages of the fact sheet by the Federal Communications Commission. And so now it's all going to be collated and stuffed into those envelopes there and posted. The multiple copier broke down, and this amazing little copier, one sheet at a time, did all that copying. That would be 500 copies almost. Penny, let's open up this poor little machine and let it air out and cool itself off. Just let the poor little machine cool off. It's all done, folks. It's all done. This house was covered with it. Ready to post at noon. And this is Franklin's lunch. Cadum grape juice, fresh tomatoes, and here's the copy machine ready to go back. I love the way this rose vine is coming up the wall. So pretty. Penny? Penny? These are the old $150 taillights. It's an awful design. Should we throw these away, Franklin?
Throw them away?
Yes.
Where?
Throw them away.
Yes.
There's the side all fixed up. And these taillights. And that people save us copy wrappers, and we recycle them and wrap the Chat with Glendora in them and send it through the mail. You should not be in the road. Let's go down here. Let's go down here so we don't wear out the lawn. Here comes Mr. South. and let's play ball. Okay, the problem is, how can I pitch and at the same time take the picture? Here, you take the picture.
I don't know. I did, but I didn't see here. I press it, but normally you do it here. I did. Let's see if I can see here.
Is it on pause?
Yeah.
No, it's been recording. That's okay.
Yeah.
After he gets a hit, just press this.
Down.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, this red button in.
Yeah, press it in. Okay, good.
Franklin had 8 hits and a home run. And only 2 strikes. And I had about 3 balls. 3 balls. One more and he could have walked. Where were you, Penny? The colors we're wearing this week are navy blue and orange. That's Nassau County's colors. University of Michigan. They're my colors, really. Isn't this amazing? It's way above the sun porch now. Isn't that grand? The cats love the sun porch. They just love it. Look at it with one hand folded over the other.
6, 5.
Folks, here are some interesting conversations this morning. Tom DeLuca, who is my friend, and his business is fixing copy machines. He's always very interesting.
This is audio tape 1132 Saturday. All calls on September 15th have been videotaped, and so these calls have just been erased, so we'll start over again for September the 16th, Saturday, 2000.
Library, may I help you?
Yes, Richard, please.
Houston out for lunch. Can I take a message?
Okay. When would he be back?
2 o'clock.
He'll be back at 2, and then how long will he be there?
Until 5.
Okay. Would you please tell him that Franklin is coming to see him?
Franklin?
Franklin is coming to see him.
Yep, sure. I'll leave a message.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
At the tone, please record your voice message. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or press pound for more options.
Tom, it's Glendora and Franklin. Can you come over for breakfast? I am trying to have a desktop copier, a little one. I want a Canon PC 320, and that does multiple copying. My little Canon is great, you know, it always has been, and it does beautiful copies, but you have to feed it one at a time. All right, so I leased this one from Bob up at Office of Essentials up in Thornwood. You might know him. And it's a PC-20, and it's a beautiful machine when it works, but it keeps jamming. I want you to come over for breakfast this morning, Monday, September 18th. And see if you can find a little glitch that makes it jams. And when it works beautifully. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it keeps jamming. And then we took it up to Bob's on Saturday, all the way up to Thornwood, and it worked perfectly for Bob. And then we bring it here, and it doesn't. I think it's homesick. Now this is Glendora. Will you try and get back to me? The numbers, 914-949-9495. Breakfast. No, that in a beauty shop, the gossip alone that you hear is enough to curl your hair. This is September 18th, 2000, Monday at 7:30 a.m. Well, we're fine, Tom. How are you?
I went to bed late last night, and I'm up. I'm fine. How's everything?
Well, good. How's your mother?
Not bad. I was with her yesterday. I spent some time with her over there, and she's all right. She's
See now.
84.
Boy, that's wonderful. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to come over for breakfast this morning.
No, I can't. I wish. I got an appointment this morning to get some machines out of my storage facility. The guy's going to start charging me for it.
Machine the same size as my little one.
I thought you bought one.
No, I leased one.
Right.
And I love it. It's a PC320 Canon.
Okay.
Canon PC320.
Right.
And when it works, it's just wonderful the way it does.
Are you renting or leasing?
Oh, I don't know. I paid him $55 for the month. But it now the paper jam comes on. It jams it won't come back. The slide goes over it and it won't come back. And we took it up there to Bob in Office Essentials in Thornwood. Do you know him?
No.
Okay. And it worked fine for Bob. And we brought it home, and it will not work for us. I think he gets homesick.
Was that his office?
No,
Was that the guy who leased the machine to you?
yes, Office Essentials in Thornwood. It's an office supply store.
Right. Does he include free service? Is his service included with the rental?
Well, I don't. He's not like that. You know, he's not like that. He takes care of things for us.
Yeah, I'm saying he includes it.
I don't know. He just does.
I mean, he doesn't charge you.
No,
Right.
no. He's a friend of ours, like you.
Oh, he's a friend.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And we've known Bob a little while.
Okay. Now, what do you think it is?
I don't know. I think it's some kind of a little switch that's loose.
Yeah. And who owns the machine?
Bob.
Okay. You gotta give him a call back, because that machine I haven't worked on.
Oh, but I know. I think you could look at it immediately and see what his problem is. It's such a simple machine.
Right.
It's such a simple machine. You can see everything. You open it up and you can see everything. So it's a simple machine and a good machine.
I believe you.
Some little fluky thing, you know?
How much? Tell me something. How much are you using that document feeder? It's a document feeder on top, right? You stack in
No, it's not on top, honey. It's a feeder tray on the right side and a take-up tray on the left side.
Oh, tell me something. When you go to make a copy, what's this feature on this machine that you?
Well, you put your paper. You rest the paper on the tray.
Right.
On the feeder tray,
Right.
and then you push the button, and it will do up to 10.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's your counter. And then you
Right.
yeah, and then you press the button, and it starts to feed, and it takes in the.
What was the old machine like?
Oh, you feed one by one.
One by hand?
Oh yeah.
That must have been a lot of work. I never realized that.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. That's why I was trying to improve our lifestyle here. But it does beautiful copies. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
My PC 310 does beautiful copies.
And
For years and years.
Which cartridges?
Excuse me.
The
They take the same cartridge.
okay.
They take the same cartridge. They look exactly alike, and except that the The automatic one is, we'll do it 8.5 by 14.
Okay. The old machine only took what?
Oh yes, it only does 8.5 by 11.
Oh, so have you been doing much legal?
No, that's really not a selling point for us.
Okay.
No, we never do it. I've never done any.
All right. How many copies have you made since you've had it? Have you done a lot of copying?
Well, we got through one legal paper yesterday, and I think it was six or seven sheets for two sides, and we got through that one yesterday, and we started this one, and we can't. It just keeps.
Well, how many reams of paper have you used up?
On that none. I would say on that first ream.
Oh, so you just got this machine?
We got it about a week ago, but we couldn't figure out how to work it for a week, and we didn't have time to go up there. And finally, Saturday, Franklin went up there, and it worked just fine for Bob. It just worked fine. Franklin says, "Well, now do 5 sheets," and Bob did, and the copies are just as clear as can be.
Right.
And it did it, and then Franklin brings it home, and it works for some time, and now it's not working.
Was this a used machine or new?
Oh yes, it's used.
Alright.
It's just some little fluky thing.
Okay, well...
You're very good with your cross-examination here.
Yeah, I'm trying to just gather information, so... if it has a worn roller, and you know what I'm saying, and it needs a part, you really... if I go up there, I'll diagnose it, and then I'll tell you to save yourself some money. You would have to have the guy who leased the machine to you to replace the part. This way, you wouldn't have to go for the cost of parts and labor. Because if he's leasing a used machine to you, I'm trying to figure out what kind of arrangement this guy has. If he is providing the parts and labor.
Well, he and I are talking about my buying it. I would like to buy it.
Oh, he is. Did he quote you a price?
No, but he says the machine new is about $350.
Right.
He says, but it's not new. This is discontinued. This is discontinued.
Oh, it's a PC-310?
Yes, these are all the 300 series Canon has discontinued.
Right.
It's now the 400 series, and so that's in our favor too.
Okay.
Because these are not going to be machines that they make anymore.
Yeah, they do this constantly. They start up a machine, they sell it for a while, and then
Constantly.
they come up with something new.
Oh yeah, and this is so true in videotapes supplies. You know, this is awful. They constantly do that. They're out of date the same year they're put on the market.
Put out.
Yeah.
With videotape supplies?
Well, like a Canon camera.
Right.
And the cameras are good. Like I have two Canon cameras from 1987 that work perfectly now.
Yes.
And now I bought a new Canon, or Franklin bought it for me in January. It's a beauty.
Right.
But it's already an anachronism.
Really?
Yeah, it's already.
I say.
But yeah, that's the way they do. You can't keep up with the electronics, and you can't keep up with the format changes. And now everybody's talking digital. You know, digital.
Well,
Camera.
because there's so many computers out there, the way to interface your cameras with the computers is by digitizing everything.
That's right.
And that's definitely the wave, the next wave. It's inevitable. You can't stop it. I know if you go, now these cameras you have, Glendora, they're still shot or they're moving cameras?
Oh no, these are video cameras.
They're videos, okay.
Yeah, these are beautiful cameras.
I was looking at video cameras myself at the Wiz.
Oh well, okay, that's where before you buy one, consult me, okay, and I can give you a lot of.
A little insight.
I give you a lot of experience. The one that I got, you can't beat. It's the ES-190, and it was only $300.
Right.
And it'll do everything you want. It'll shoot in the dark.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's a color viewfinder. And it's got a light too. It's got a built-in light.
Yes.
Which I've never used because the camera can see better than I can. I have to turn on the lights to read a paper to put it on TV.
Right.
And the camera can see it just fine.
How have you been using the camera basically for...
My TV show.
I'm sorry?
My TV show.
Yes. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I'll help you buy a camera.
Yeah, all right. Well, I was looking at really the Sony. They work with Zero Lux.
Yeah. is this one, and the Sony is about... If I were you, I would go for the Canon. Nobody makes a better lens than Canon. They know.
Like their lens.
Oh yes, you can't. It's superlative.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, my pictures on TV are so clear.
Oh, but better than the way. What were you using before?
A Canon, but it was a 1987.
Oh, it was an older one.
Those pictures were clear too. But these are so much sharper.
What do you do? Stick it up on a tripod and
Yes.
in front of it and
Yes.
you show and
Yes.
send it,
That's-
in the film or something?
Yeah, that's some of it, but a lot of it is on location. I carry it with me, and everything that moves practically I videotape and put it on my program.
Uh-huh.
Last week I did 18 half-hour programs.
You did 9 hours of programs in 1 week?
Yes.
That's a lot, isn't it? Well, you don't edit, right? You just run the camera.
Well, of course I've been in TV for 48 years, and back when I started, everything was live, and you learned to get it right the first time. So that's no problem. But the main thing is that you have to take it. Each one has to be put up the graphics and put up the color bars and the black. You have to do that to each one, and then I put music behind it. So,
Oh, you do, yeah. Then
so every one that's shot is another half hour of editing.
Every what?
Well, every half hour that is shot
Right.
is videotape is another half hour of editing.
Oh, so that represents a lot of work there.
It's a lot of work,
Yeah.
but it is a great thing.
Yeah.
Public access.
Isn't it marvelous that CBS,
No, public access, not PBS.
public access, right.
No, PBS is another thing. This is public access.
So who have you been, if I could ask, who have you been spotlighting lately?
Well, of course, the Dolans, the Cablevision, they are thieves. And cable television is a license to steal. And they go up on the rates. And James L. Dolan made $950,000 basic salary last year, plus $4 million bonuses, plus $4 million other compensation, and then they want to raise the rates.
Well, everyone's paying these exorbitant salaries is what it comes down to. It's outrageous.
It's outrageous. And so I go after all the crooked judges and all of the crooked lawyers.
The judges are the ones who allow this to take place, don't they? When it goes before them, when people...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're ultimately responsible, but they're so... they cannot extricate themselves from the crooked system. They are so much a part of it. The one judge did, Parker, in the case of Lee, and Parker stood up and told the U.S. attorney, you were wrong to do this. And it finally got to President Clinton, And of course, Janet Reno says, oh, well, I'm not saying anything about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's,
Such corruption. You know, recently I had my van stolen from me.
oh no.
And, well, it was in middle of July, somewhere end of July.
Oh no.
So I had insurance, and I asked, you know, they found it the next day, and it was stripped.
Oh.
So, excuse me, so the adjuster came out, and he looked at the vehicle, and you can imagine how they determine the value of the vehicle. They will use a book, Glendora, and they determine how much value your car has relative to the book value. And the reason is this, is that if a typical car, such as yours, has 50,000 miles, and your car has been driven excessively, well, they're not going to give you the same money for the vehicle as the one in the book, because the whole idea of insurance is to insure the vehicle for the value it's at. So my car had a little extra mileage. They knocked off a couple $100. But then they started to do something that annoyed me. They knocked off, they chipped away at the money they were going to give me by, let's say, another $200 for something called additional engine wear. And then they knocked off another $170 for additional transmission wear. Now, I said to this guy, how does your adjuster arrive at this figure unless he actually test drove the vehicle and put it up on a lift and examined it from underneath? There's no way for him to determine that my car has additional engine wear and additional... And you know, I couldn't get an answer out of these guys.
No.
So I called their headquarters and I said, unless your adjuster is willing to give me a handwritten explanation or whatever, typed explanation, and sign it, I said, I'm not going to accept this reduced offer. I want the full amount. You know how many weeks I've been waiting?
Oh no. Yeah, I can.
Weeks and weeks and weeks. And,
Well, you've been waiting since July.
well, actually, it's crazy, you know, and the thing that aggravates me is that they've been able, you know, they're very good at collecting the premium.
Oh yeah.
That they're set up for perfectly, but when it comes to paying back a claim,
Oh yeah.
they stink. For example, if you want to get a customer number for customer service, is out in Texas somewhere, it's a total call.
Yes, it is. What's the name of the insurance company?
Allstate.
Yeah, good. I just recorded this. I'm going to put your story on TV.
Yeah, I was on the radio already, you know that?
Good.
I spoke to a guy named, you might like him, he's a consumer advocate. His name is Tom Martino. He's on every Saturday morning. Sometimes he fills in evenings.
Yeah.
On,
Now, Tom,
go ahead.
this is all very interesting, as you always are.
But I caught you at that time.
No, I want you to come up and fix my machine.
Okay. All right.
And I want to hear about Tom Martino too.
Why did you make these? And God said, well, I thought you were awesome.
And God says, well, why did you make her so beautiful? And God says, well, so you would like her. And God says,
I'll tell you another one when I get up there. All right. Joke. I got to find it. That's why I did.
yeah, good.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. It gives me great comfort.
Take care.
You too, bye.
Bye-bye.
September 18, Monday.
This is Bob at Office Essentials. He's the one who leased us the other copy
Okay,
machine.
call later. Lately. Big one too. I got eight sets and 50 pages to do.
I don't know what the story is. All right, well, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I'll see. I'll correct it and
It
give you
miss-
another one, that's all.
Yeah, it misses you.
Okay.
It misses you.
do.
All right.
I'll talk to you in a little while.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Glendora.
Bye-bye. Little Canon, little machine.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah, they're good.
They're very good.
So that's why I know I want a Canon. And
Yeah, you stick with Canon. It does you good.
yes, and we ought to get a good deal because these are outdated models. They're
Oh,
all
but that doesn't mean that.
well.
Yeah,
I mean from Cannon, you know, I could call up my friend at Cannon.
All right.
And,
Always you got your ace in the hole.
what's that?
You always have your ace in the hole.
Well, you know, he's taking care of my Canon cameras. I have 3 of them, camcorders. And he's taken care of those for me for years.
He's a good man.
Yeah, he's a good man, Walter Reptile. All right, so
We'll see Frank a little bit.
yeah, and then maybe we hope we can find another PC-320 or
We're gonna try.
330?
Yep.
Great,
Yep.
great, great.
All right.
All right, Robert.
See you later.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hello, sit down.
Hi, is Andrew there?
No, it's Diana. Who's calling?
Glenn, do you know when he's coming back?
Couple pages.
All right.
And I'm almost done. Isn't that a remarkable little machine?
No, they could.
Okay, so later.
Completely.
No, but
And I'm almost done. Remarkable little machine.
no, they could.
Yeah, they're good.
They're very good.
And,
Always you got your ace.
the reptile. All right, so
We'll see Frank a little bit.
yeah, and then maybe we hope we can find another PC-320 or
We're gonna try.
330. Said I don't like it.
No?
No, I don't like it. Okay. Well, I'll see what I'll do.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thanks.
His friends, his buddies. And because his buddies will,
Okay, then go ahead and tell about it.
okay. I'd ask you a question. Start me off with a question. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we going to do it?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Eugene Crescenzi, and what have you got to tell us today, Gene?
Well, today we've got something that's outrageous, but it's just the condition that this country has nurtured for over 200 years now. We have a president who has, President Clinton on Thursday, he criticized and condemned the actions of the U.S. Attorney and the judiciary in the state of New Mexico. But what is wrong about that, because they abused the rights of this Chinese physicist, and they kept him in jail on fairy tale charges manufactured by the FBI so they could look good. And then they freed him with an apology of how rotten they were. Now, that isn't the worst of it. The worst of it is this, is that they assisted and they watched Governor Gilmore of the state of Virginia murder this young college student. Well, by now he was 33. They actually murdered this kid because he was a victim of a college prank, a prank that got out of hand, committed by three of his friends who actually murdered the girl that he was convicted of murdering. And the reason for it is because the three college.
You better start at the beginning. What happened?
Well, what happened was this: is that this kid, Rocco Bonabay, was convicted of killing his girlfriend. But what happened was this: is that he had been with his girlfriend, but three of his friends were trying to seduce this woman, and she wouldn't be seduced. So what they did was they got into a situation where she ended up dead. And
Well, tell the incident chronologically.
well, chronologically, it happened it started in 1994. This kid had a regular girlfriend relationship. It's nothing to be proud of, but he was with this girl, and then he went away. She was living on the campus in Virginia, and his family, he went away to visit his family in New Jersey. Well, while he was in New Jersey, he got a call from his three friends, and they said, look, the cops are looking for you, but don't worry, just take it on the land, hide out for a while, and we'll protect you. Well, anyway, after a couple of months, after 3 months or whatever, he was picked up as a fugitive in Ohio, and they brought him back to.
Well, on what grounds?
On the grounds the outstandings as the suspect in the murder of his girlfriend.
Was the girlfriend murdered?
Yeah, she was eventually murdered, but it was his three friends whom she had rejected who actually did the murder. And what they did was they set up with a series of lies. They set up this kid Bonabay to become the most likely suspect. They of course told him that they were going to protect him and so forth and so on, and that nobody would have any problems. And what happened meanwhile, these guys disappeared, and the attorney, the prosecuting attorney, did not want to go after, because they come from prominent families in Virginia. They didn't want to upset the apple cart to declare these kids as suspects. So what they did was they then manufactured circumstances that made it look like he was guilty. That this guy they set up a circumstantial case against him, which the jury agreed upon, and so they found him guilty. But of course, the truth of the matter was that he didn't commit it. What he was the circumstances that brought him to the attention of the Virginia prosecutor was set up or manufactured by these three kids who were members of prominent Virginia families, and Gilmore being an efficient murderer, the way most politicians are, too often politicians become murderers. He proceeded to prosecute this suspect.
Who is Gilmore?
Gilmore is the governor of Virginia, and he ordered the prosecution, and of course he had the press was on his side, and then he gave out spins of how this kid had to be guilty and so forth and so on, but the scientific test did not stand They manipulated the evidence. The evidence was lost and found at least 2 times. And during that time, the prosecution and his staff were able to remove any exculpatory evidence from in consequence of their manipulation of the evidence. And they let the conviction stand, and the kid was murdered by injection on Thursday. Now, this is the same qualitative information, the same qualitative behavior on the part of prosecutors, prosecutorial behavior. And of course, if you read today's Times,
Well, let's not go into that. Let's finish our story today. What is the name of the boy from New Jersey?
the boy from New Jersey, his name was Derek Barnabei, B-A-R-N-A-B-E-I.
And what are the names of the 3 people who actually murdered the girl? The wealthy, who came from well-to-do families.
Well, I have them in the literature, but I don't have them right at.
And what is the name of the U.S. attorney? Or was it a state attorney?
Well, it was the state attorney.
What's his name?
That slips my mind for the minute too. But
And then how did they find out that Barnabei did not do it?
Well, because Barnabei insisted on his innocence, and not only that, he also demonstrated he shot down the circumstantial evidence by his own support and by the detective, one of the detectives, one of the state detectives actually was supportive of Barnabei, of the suspect, and because he shot down, he had knowledge of the exculpatory evidence, but he was not running, he didn't have the control over the state district attorney. So prosecuting the case.
So on Thursday he was murdered?
Well, what else do you call it?
I'm not objecting to murder. So Thursday he was murdered, right?
Murdered by...
And now today they know that he was innocent?
Well, of course they know. The newspapers have been full of the stuff of why he's innocent. And the only reason is that you had the abusive power of the U.S. attorney. You would ask me, none of the U.S. attorney, but of
District attorney.
The district attorney.
Now, and Gilroy is wrong because he signed the order for...
Was the governor, he was the one who rejected all applications for review of the case, either for a new trial or for clemency.
And his motive is because of the 3 wealthy families.
They come from prominent families.
Okay.
In Virginia.
Okay, that's enough.
And Barnabei, of course, is the son of Italian immigrants, and he lived in New Jersey, and therefore he was the best choice for the Gilmore to murder rather than anyone else.
Okay, we got your point.
So, and of course, Mr. Clinton has observed this, although he didn't, he saved his observation for the Chinese physicist, but what they did to the misconduct of the U.S. attorney is identical to the misconduct of the state attorney in Virginia.
Very good, very good. Very good lecture. You're certainly right. Okay. Say goodbye.
Well, okay, thank you, and next week we'll have something else to talk about.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you.
But you're certainly right about the whole thing. Thank you, Gene.
Right, okay.
Bye-bye. I believe what he says. I believe all of his interpretations are correct. It is what is going on. The system is crooked. The problem with Gene is that he runs away and he never will keep the 5-minute limit, and he'll never put it down in writing and contain it and get it organized, and he just goes on ad infinitum. But I believe believe he is right. And I believe his insights are correct. And I have had personal experience. I have personal knowledge of this, the way things go. With Lee, put in jail 9 months with no probable cause. And Reno saying nothing about it, because she sees that it goes on 50 or 60 times a day all over the United States.
Hi, Glendora. This is Amy calling from Cable Vision over at Woodbury. I have air dates for you for 2 of the remaining 4 specials. I'm going to have to wait until October, or at least until I get the October schedule to do the other 2. But for now, I have number 2839-9 for September 24th at 3 p.m. September 24th is a Sunday. And then I have number 2840-10. It's going to air on Monday, September 25th at 3:30 p.m. Any questions, please? 393-3617. Talk to you soon. Oh, and congratulations on, I think this is your 12th day of your diet. Good luck, Glendora. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
All right.
Friday,
This is the
8 p.m.
15th day.
Yes, Glendora, John, at the Lincoln Farm. I got your box of parts. You left a message on the machine, but the machine cut you off. All I got was, this is Glendora, and sent you a box. So I'm not quite sure what it is you want me to do. I appreciate you giving me a call and let me know at 814-448-9311. Thanks. Bye.
I would appreciate you saying thank you.
Friday, 8:40 p.m. Hello. Gene here. I'll be at the 718 area code 95652. That's the withdraw that time. That's 652 5299 tomorrow until 9:15. After that, give me about an hour, hour and a half, and I'll be over at the other number at 364-6486. Okay, that's it. Talk to you tomorrow then. Thank you. Saturday, 8:46 a.m. Glendora, this is Gene Crescent. I'm calling from 652-529-56 a.m. Hi, this is Mike Brody from Cable Vision Ad Sales, trying to get a hold of Franklin or Glendora. I have the information requested for the News 12 network. If someone can give me a call at 516-393-1794. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Monday, 10:09 a.m.
Hi, this is Colleen Cassidy. I got your message this morning. I wasn't in on Friday, but I saw the letter brief on Thursday, and I'm sending a copy out right now to you. I haven't gotten the government submission yet, but I expect I'll have it in today's mail. We get our mail late, like usually 4 o'clock. So that'll probably go out tomorrow, but I'll send it out as soon as I get it. Okay? All right. Bye-bye.
Monday, 10:42 a.m.
Hi, Glendora. This is Jackie Sellers at Public Access Corporation. Please call me at your earliest convenience at 202-265-5051. Thank you. Bye.
Monday, 10:52 a.m.
Hi, Glenn. It's Rakia. We keep missing each other. I sent the numbers off to you on Friday, so they should be in your P.O. box by Tuesday. I also wanted to let you know that we actually at WNBC don't have a number 60 plus. We have 65 plus. So I included those numbers, not 60 plus. I hope that helps. If not, you can give me a call and I can do something like a 50 plus. Maybe that's closer. But the general numbers actually looks good for the time periods that I gave you. Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon, in addition to the PAX newscast, because we don't have a repeat late newscast anymore, but PAX actually shows an exact repeat of our newscast at 11:30, and they do a 1 rating with adult 65 plus. Also, I gave you the PAX 7:30 newscast. They have a 7 p.m. newscast Monday through Friday, and it's with the new Channel 4 staff. And I sent a press release just so that you have a better understanding of our relationship with PAX.